Scott Paul in Houston, can you finally say that Adam Aaron is a doof and that he's screwing AMC investors by doing a share dilution that everyone voted against? I've got a lot of pushback, especially in the clips videos. Some of these folks don't really seem to understand my point. So, well, I'm sure Marius will clip this one out later. Okay. Adam Aaron says he wants to pay off debt, right? He's got $5 billion plus in debt that AMC has to pay off because they're paying a fortune, a literal fortune in interest on all these loans. And he did some renegotiating, got some stuff for lower interest, paid off some debts here and there, but he still has $5 billion in change in debt hanging over the head of AMC. So he knows the company's been getting hammered by short sellers. So he comes out with this the pounce, as he called it, and he used these shares that were meant to fight off a hostile takeover, this poison pill, and gave a 1-for-1 to everybody who had AMC. Gave them one APE share, and then the APE share was his preferred share, tradable on the New York Stock Exchange. Gave voting powers, profit sharing powers, all that stuff that you would with a normal stock, just at a smaller rate. And it came out at what, $10. It was quickly short down to like $6 and has been working its way down ever since. Now, if his goal, as stated, was to dilute these APE shares and make a bunch of money to pay off debt, why didn't he do that when it was $10? He didn't do any selling of shares when it was $10. And had he sold all 484 million of them, he would have been able to pay off 90-something% of all his debt just with that. And what was left over of cash on hand could have paid off the rest of the debt and be free and clear. Instead, he waited. He waited for the stock price to get down below $1. And then he sold, not to the market, at market prices. He sold specifically and directly to hedge funds at below market prices. With Antera, they held bonds for AMC, and they sold them these shares and did a swap at 66 cents a share, which with times 68 cents was the market price. But they went to the dark pool and they traded, and they paid off a couple $100 million in bonds. Okay, you just gave Antera like 200 million voting shares. So now they're the single largest shareholding entity of the entire company. And they have a huge shorting position, shorting arm of their hedge fund. So now they have a whole bunch of shares that could be used as locates, as lending to other hedge funds. And they've got no incentive after 90 days to hold on to any of those. So if they vote, do the combination and then the reverse split, them and the other hedge funds will have like 25% of AMC's holdings at that point. They'll be able to pressure the board to put their insiders onto the board and into positions of power, executive VP positions, and all of a sudden it becomes a short attack all over again. They have the power at this point to get their insiders in there and just destroy the company from here on out. They can fudge up leases. They can do crappy deals to get movies. They can piss off studios. They can do all sorts of things that they want. And what destroy the company from the inside, just like an anatomy of a short attack. It gives them that power. If Adam Aaron had just sold all those APE shares at market to us, he would have been able to pay off more of his debt, and he wouldn't have any short hedge funds holding a significant portion of the voting power. So why does every solution Adam Aaron come up with involve selling shares via dark pool directly to short sellers? Why? Why is that his solution to everything? GameStop gave us a beautiful model, which is when your stock price is freakishly high, you sell slowly at the market to your retail investors until you are done raising all the money. It's so simple. You pay off your debt, you're done, you're out. if he's going to dilute, why does he dilute directly to the hedge funds every single time? Why doesn't he dilute to us? He never dilutes to us. He dilutes only to these hedge funds, man. It's just, why? It's not hard to figure out. We'll buy it. And why is he doing it below market? And why is he waiting for, like, he could have waited, had T90, forced them to start closing positions. But before T90 sells 300 million of these shares so that now they can cover. Now everyone can say, oh, like, I can locate all these shares. We're good. Shares located. No need to cover any of this stuff. Price not rocketing to the moon. I don't know, man. The only reason I can think of is he's rubbing elbows with these dudes, and these dudes are like, Adam, we're fucked. Gotta help us out, bud. I was at your kid's bat mitzvah or whatever. We play at the same golf course. We both were in our MBA programs together. It's just, dude. You're not a champion of retail unless you champion the retail. They were your largest shareholders. And, you know, I mean, the dude's made, what, $100 million in compensation so far in stocks and bonuses since he took over. And what? Right, their worst year ever, he made $20 million in stocks and bonuses. $20 million. And then the next year he's like, well, I had to sell 35 million of my shares because, you know, I'm old. I gotta live. Dude, if you can't live off 20 million bucks, like 20 times what I expect to earn over a lifetime, then you're doing it wrong. I don't get it, man. I do not, like, this is exactly what I was warning about in August. I was like, no, I'm going to trust Adam Aaron this time not to do it. He's not going to dilute to a bunch of hedge funds. He's going to use this opportunity, T90, woo, and then he did exactly what I told him not to do. Man, it's exactly what I told him not to do. Now, if you are picking up a whole bunch of APE, if you ever got there, buying it for $1.25, whatever, you got a bunch at 68 cents, awesome. Because when it combines, the stock price probably could be like $30, $40, $50. So you'll make 3 to 5x off of the APE investment. If you're buying AMC right now, you're not going to get anything. If you bought AMC when AMC was $25, you're going to be underwater by $200 a share. That's just kind of how it's going to be. Because at $25 a share, if the price is $25 now, each share would be $250, right? But instead, each share would be, say, $30 to $50. It's not, and then he's going to dilute like crazy. He said, like, we're going to combine it. We're going to have 150 million shares trading, and then I'm going to sell a whole bunch and pay off all this debt. Okay, so he's going to pay off $5 billion in debt at, let's say, $30 a share. Calculator time. Bring out the calculator. Bam. I got to turn you off. Calculator. There we go. Okay. So, got to pay off $5 billion in debt. And you're going to do it at $30 a share. That means he's got to more than double the float. You have to sell 166 million shares, right? He's going to sell 166 million shares. Who's he going to sell it to? Is he going to sell it at market? Well, he's never done it before. So which hedge funds is he going to get to own? Because remember now, 25% of the current float is these hedge funds, right? And he's going to sell another 110% of the float, 115% of the float to hedge funds. So more than half, about 60% of all ownership will be hedge funds at that point. If he's doing it the exact same way he's doing it right now. And then the retail voters have no more power. And the hedge funds will get all their guys in there. They will run it. They'll dump all the shares and then short the shit out of it. That's what's going to happen. So that's, whip out my crystal ball. That's what he's going to do. He's going to just screw all of you over. And that's how he's going to do it. that 25% sorry, I had 75% hope, 25% worry that Adam Aaron's going to do this. And now it's 75% worry, 25% hope. Maybe it's 80-20, maybe 90-10. Whatever. Adam Aaron's going to make it so that the hedge funds control the board and you're all screwed. So, I know there's going to be a bunch of AMC guys who are going to be real upset in the comments, and they're going to get in there and be like, but how do hedge funds control the board if they're short shares? They have to be long. They are long now, dude. They're long now. They have 300 million plus shares. They are longs. They can vote. Even though they sell short positions, that does not cancel out the fact they own physical shares right now that give them voting power. And enough bulk that they can suggest people for the board. That's the way it is. And he's going to sell another 166 million of them so that they can control the vote. And hedge funds will control the vote. They'll stack the board. They'll dump the shares and they'll destroy the company from the inside. Well, they short the hell out of it after that. That's what these guys do. This is their entire business model for shorting stocks. And Adam Aaron just opened these big giant French doors. We're like, come on in, short sellers. It's a fire sale. Take whatever you want. Joseph Howard, your thoughts on the APE to AMC followed by a 10-to-1 reverse split, which would necessitate a CUSIP number replacement, which would force covering of all the shorts. Yes, except the shorts now have hundreds of millions of shares that can be used as cover for those positions because they are now located shares, which means they won't have to close those positions anymore. That is why you don't sell the hedge funds. Just don't do it. Just don't sell the hedge funds. They are your enemy at all times because they make their money by destroying you. So don't give them any opportunities.